Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's show. This show is slightly different. This is a New Year's Eve show, our very own New Year's Eve show. But first, before I get to the guy that's on the left of me and the guy below, let's play that famous intro.
Should I sing the intro?
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's show. Matt, that intro, I bet that sounded nice from where you are. He's glitching, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's glitching.
He'll jump in when he's ready, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's got himself on mute. Yeah, I can see it. He's got his camera on. Anyway, I'm going to go next to my sidekick. You may recognize me and you may recognize him on the Friday night takeaway. If anybody hasn't subscribed to the Man United Agenda, make sure you do. Right? They do good content. They have good panels on there and they have good guests. Well, good-looking guests like myself, especially on Friday night. So, Mr. B, how are we?
I'm good, man. I'm counting down to the new year, boy. I've been rough. I've enjoyed my days off. I don't normally have the Christmas period off.
No.
I normally got to work 1 or 2 days, but I've had the actual whole week off. I'm not back in until the 2nd. So every day's a drink day for me, Anthony. So yeah, it's going very, very well.
My missus shouted out to me. She went, Aunt, she said, what time are you getting out of bed? I said, why, what time is it? She went, it's 11 o'clock. I'm like, shit.
It doesn't happen. We live our life by the alarm clock, man. It's good to not
exactly
sleep and have a lie-in, man.
Yeah, turn that bloody thing off and then have a lie-in. But I wasn't expecting to have a lie-in that late anyway. But it's a first time in well, I think it's first time forever for me lying in bed that time. But yeah, it's been good. So I've had a good Christmas. Still same thing as you, Mr. B, counting down to the new year. I've had my orders. I can't get drunk New Year's.
Did you say you can't? Oh,
I can't get drunk New Year's. It's my obviously it's me and my missus. We're going to a party on her side of the family. Look, but obviously it won't look like both of us being drunk in an 8-year-old behind. But that'd be wrong. So yeah. So I said she can drink, and I'll just have a couple sort of thing.
I got you.
So that's it. So on today's show, what we're going to talk about, Mr. B, we're going to talk about our teams. So obviously me being Arsenal, you Manchester United, and how you found Man United so far this season. Expectations. I know most probably your expectations on them most probably won't be that great, but it's nice to get a good view basically on this show, because you talk about all the the Man United when you do your streams from the watch along, and then you do the reaction show as well. But it's nice to interact one-on-one and tell me how you feel about your team so far. So I'll tell you what, Mr. B, I'm going to give it to you. You take the floor and don't hold back on anything.
You know what? Maybe if we had this conversation before our wonderful comeback, that's going to change the whole of our season. Yeah. Because now everybody understands the way Ten Hag's playing. Maybe I would have been a lot less pissed off, but it's mad, Anthony. I think the halftime of the game was the first time this season where I said, look, if he's gone, he's gone. If they remove him, they remove him. I don't give a toss. But seeing what they did at halftime, just it depends on what he picks for the next game again. Because if he goes with Scott, then I just don't see how the formation that he plays can possibly work, and then we're going to be going back to square one again. So I'm disappointed in a lot of. I've been disappointed in a lot of the games. I think I've been excited in 2 or 3 for the whole season. This is the whole season. Or 45 minutes of one and a half an hour of another one. It's never been don't laugh. It's never been a consistent 90 minutes. So at the moment, I'm waiting for a 90-minute performance where we can sit up and say, bloody hell, it's finally clicked. I think with our players coming back, it will help our it will help us moving forward. But again, it depends on what he's picking in central midfield.
Yeah, I've noticed of late, I mean, I've been chatting to Man United fans, and I know you've been a bit dire this season, and expectations hasn't been high because you were better last season than this season. Fans are talking about. I mean, I've even seen streams on it. I mean, that some Man United fans are wanting Ten Hag out. They're calling for his head already. This is going back, I think, last month. Are you one of those or do you think that he should be given more time to see what he can actually produce?
He has to be given more time. You look at, it's mad. We always go back to Arsenal for this, but Arsenal and Liverpool, Klopp was trash in his first season.
Yeah.
Arsenal, Arteta, you won the FA Cup that first half season when he came in, didn't you? And then he didn't really do much league position wise. He definitely had a philosophy, because that's what we all laughed at. Oh, look, he's processed, but the process is now bearing fruit, and he was back to get rid of the rubbish that he had, the players who were causing the headaches. They gave him the power to do. Yeah. I don't think Ten Hag's got that power. The club aren't willing to get rid of the players that he doesn't want at the club. So I think moving forward, if he gets the power to do what he wants, I really, really think that we've got that progression. But that's only because I feel happy after the last game. Come two games time, then it might be a different story again. I'm cussing the players again, but I'm hoping. Look, the season's never how you start; it's always how you finish. And we're in, as bad as we've been, as shocking as we've been this season, we're in 7th, and we're not too far off. All right, there's a little gap now. I think there's a 5-point gap between us and 5th, or us and 4th, whatever it is. But it's not a position that can't be caught. It just depends on what we do from our side of it now, to be fair.
Yeah, no, that's totally right. We've also, I'll tell you what, we got the January coming up, haven't we? So we know what that means is the January transfer window
for you
coming
not
up
for us. We're not. I don't think we ain't got a pot to piss in, Anthony. We had. You got to remember, with Amrabat, we sold a whole lot of our youth players for 750 grand just to get a 10 million loan. So I don't know where we're going to get the money from. No. We're not shopping in the same places as a lot of teams in the Premier League at the moment. The moment we're scrimping around Oxfam, seeing what's left over. I don't think we've got the money. People are talking about 30 million and 40 million. Where's that money suddenly going to come from? Exactly. I'm more thinking about, they talk about Arsenal buying players. You look, buy one player. I think if you look, buy one player in the January transfer window, just say, we're going to go for it. I think you look, win the league. And that's Tony.
No, it depends with Arsenal. It depends what the window's got to offer us, basically. I mean, there are sort of rumours. There's rumours now that it's been Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa. We've heard that. But going back 2 seasons ago, we wasted a whole January transfer window trying to get him, and it never happened. That's 2 years ago. So that was pointless for me. I just think sometimes when you go back, it's like treading on old ground, isn't it? And nothing really happens. You don't get that deal finalised over the ground. So don't get me wrong, how much I like Douglas Luiz, I just wouldn't want him at the club, because it's just going to waste time. There's other players that we've had in the pipeline. Ruben Neves, that played for Wolves and went over to Saudi. Apparently, he can't get first team football over there. So there's rumours, reports coming back saying that he might want to come back in the Premier League. And obviously, this is for a loan move to us for Arsenal. And also, there's talks on the pipeline as well as the Wolves midfielder, Pedro Neto. But he's going to cost in the region of £50 million. So, you know, that's it sort of thing. But that's the only ones that I've heard of.
Mm.
But, you know, I mean, whether it's going to come out of that, we're one of those, we don't know whether we might have to sell one of our best players to get some deals over the line. You know, it could be a fact, it could be something like that. I mean, Arteta's already had 750 million to spend since he's been in charge. You know, with this window, it could be anything from 800 million plus.
Mm.
But he's got to win a trophy in my eyes. If he can't win that Premier League, or well, I'm saying Champions League, but I feel that, you know, round of 16 quarterfinals was a decent run in the Champions League. You know, for the first time being out of it for so many years. So, but yeah, I think, and we got Liverpool in the FA Cup as well. If they knock us out, we got just the Premier League. As far as I'm concerned, if we don't win that, I think Arteta should be gone with the amount of money that he's had to spend because he's been backed and he hasn't delivered. So one trophy in 5 years is no good. Is not the expectation of what we grew up to be. Like, you know, it was always Arsenal and always Man United, you know, in the 90s, and everybody was saying, oh, who's going to win the league this season? Oh, is it Man United or is it Arsenal? And that was what it was all the time. I know things change over the years and the football change, but it's like what I said. I mean, especially with yourselves, you're not seeing that in a minute. But you know, I do feel for Man United, and this is coming from an Arsenal fan mind. And I know with you, Mr. B, I know you hate Arsenal with a passion, don't you? You you bloody hate us. But yeah, it's just one of those it's just one of those things. I mean, you look at your team now. I know you go on about your top goal scorer, McTominay, and you know, I mean, what is your fault still the same on McTominay or?
Hate him. I'm sorry. I have no. I know footballers are that top 0.001% of players in the world. I get that.
Yeah,
but I don't see what benefit he has to our team long term. So yeah, I'm not a Scott man. I'm never going to be a Scott fan. Technically, he's no good. So no, I'm never going to be a Scott fan. No. Come on, Matt. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah, thank God for that. You was in and out more times than a bloody whorehouse. What's going on?
Rubbish Wi-Fi, mate, and I had to go right at the top roof just to get anything.
Is this on Marley's roof you're on?
No, I'm on my roof, mate. Look.
Oh. That's one thing about you, Matt, is when you go away, you always got nice scenery and you show everybody, you know, where you are and that. How is Marley, by the way?
Oh, you know.
Is he all right, Marley?
How's everybody all right?
Yeah, good. Yeah. Did you have a good Christmas? I tell you what, folks, if you ever want to go on holiday, you want decent Wi-Fi, don't bloody go to Brazil. Seriously. Flipping heck. What else did I talk about? Yeah, so you were talking about the top, you can't snap. So would you be happy to offload him in January, Mr. B, if it means getting him somebody else?
1st of January, get him out. If it meant that we didn't get anybody and our players stayed fit, I would still let him go and just take the money.
Yeah.
I just don't say, look, people will argue with me and say he does a job, he's our leading goal scorer. I understand that totally. But he's just not my cup of tea, Anthony. He's just not my cup of tea, man. I don't think, maybe because we've seen him play so badly for so long. The last when he played with Fred, when he played with whoever he played with before, technically he's just very, very substandard. So yeah, I'll be letting him go as ASAP, regardless of whether we had anybody in to replace him.
Yeah, yeah, and obviously with your, I mean, what's your expectations for this season? Because you've got, you've got the FA Cup. I know. I'm putting you on the spot here, Mr. B. And do you know what? I love it. And you bastard, that easy.
Don't let him bully you. Don't let him bully you, Mr.
I
B.
never bully Mr. B. Mr. B knows that. I never bully him. It's the other way round.
Yeah.
It's the other way round.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Sometimes. Look, I have my expectations are we're out in my Champions League expectations. I expected us to get through the group stage.
Yeah.
For my own selfish reasons, I'm over the moon that they're not in Europa. But for club financial reasons, maybe they needed to have another crack at another tournament in Europe. My thing is, I don't care that our squad is bloated. We'll do a Tottenham. We will play one game a week. We can plan for one game, and hopefully it picks us up on our form, picks us to get up into fourth. If we finish fifth after the start that we've had, I'll take that. I don't think we can finish any lower than sixth, regardless of what Villa do, Newcastle do. Regardless of what a lot of other teams do, I don't think that we can afford to finish below six.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. I just, because basically what it is, I just want to get you on here, just obviously, to talk about your club and how you're finding them and that. I mean, Amondi and Soda and all that most probably knows what your expectations are, and sometimes when you're like Man United, as in a fan, your expectations got to be reasonably high, and I understand that because of over the years that you've won things. But I've always said now, I mean, time's moved on for this football, and there's no such thing now as you can get Pep, you can get anybody in. You're not going to get another Sir Alex Ferguson, are you? Let's be honest.
No.
Those days have gone. But you always cherish those days, sort of thing. With everything that you won. I mean, to me, everybody says about Pep's the best manager and all this and that, but nah. You go back. Number one is Sir Alex Ferguson for me, and this is going to shock you, Mr. B, but I feel that he was a brilliant manager. He left. I think he was the manager of Aberdeen in Scotland, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And I think he won them the league once, and then obviously went to Man United, and look what he's done. The
rest is or was history, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, regarding on that one, I mean, is there anybody in this Man United team at the minute that's most probably stood out for you? I mean, like, you feel like he could be a baller or something like this.
No,
not even Martinez in defense or anything like that.
Martinez hasn't played this season, so I can't put Martinez in that. I want Menu, but should we be excited about an 18-year-old who is embarrassing seasoned professionals?
Yeah.
And this is his first year of full football. He excites me 100%. I think he's been a shining light from pre-season when he played in the Arsenal game and he kept Rice quiet. We all went mad. It was only a pre-season, but we all jumped on the bandwagon. Yeah. Then he got injured. And then he took his time to come back in. But I think slowly but surely he's making Ten Hag know that there's no point in picking a team if he's not starting. I know he's 18. People are going to talk about burnout. Burnout happens at 22, 23 when they've been mismanaged. I can't see us mismanaging him. So even if he plays every game from now till the end of the season, I don't think it's going to be a detriment to his physical well-being. So play him. If he's good enough, he's old enough, play him. Cesc Fabregas, you lot played Cesc Fabregas early. He was ready to go. And you played him. If you're good enough, you're old enough. So yeah, he's the one who's excited me. Obviously, Højlund, he's coming for the money. You want him to be great. But if you look at what he's done on the pitch, he hasn't done what Mainoo's done. He hasn't got me as excited as Mainoo has, although that goal the other day blew my head off. But I think Mainoo's probably the only one that you look at and say, yeah, at least we've got something really, really tangible and positive has come out of this season.
No, that's good. What it is, I've got a comment. You might know him, but listen, can you give us your expectations on? Do you know when you had this guy? Because this guy, he loved Fred, didn't he? So what I'm going to say, what I'm going to say is, are you glad you got rid of?
Over the moon, over the moon. I'll be honest. I would have rather I would have rather kept Fred and got rid of McTominay out of the two, because I think Fred did the running for Casemiro. But yeah, I'm glad he's gone. I'm glad. Listen, these are players who I lost my mind with for 3 years. There's no way I could ever wish him back. Do what he's doing in Turkey with Fenerbahce or Galatasaray, whichever one. Fenerbahce. I have no problem. I don't wish him no ill will. He came. He gave his all for us. It wasn't enough, but you know, I don't wish him any ill will. Glad he's gone.
Yeah. Well, big up, Sulu, and thanks for tuning in. Yeah, it's just a shock this season for me as well. I mean, I'm just going to go change it to an Arsenal. I know you might not be interested, Mr. B.
No, I have. Come talk to me.
But it's just this season. In all fairness, it hasn't been a bad season. I thought, be honest with you, I thought last night's game really took the piss. You know, and I don't care. It was Newcastle all over again, and that ball was past the line. I was watching it on Prime, and the way I was looking at it at my TV, that ball was past the line, and it was quickly hit back in, and obviously they exploited and got a goal from that. That is what infuriates me the most, was that ball being past the line. We would have won. We would have lost that game 1-0 anyway. You know, with the second goal going in, and it would have been West Ham would have still have won. I'm not going to lie, and I'm not going to moan and all this and that. Well, I might moan, but what I'm saying is, it shouldn't have been 2-0. It should have been 1-0. It is what it is. But I tell you what, Mr. B, I think VAR is absolutely this season going back is hopeless. I seriously, I want to out VAR. I just can't stand. We've seen the wrong decisions in that. Is VAR done any wrong decisions in your games? And if so, what game sticks out for you the most?
The game against you. You taking the mickey?
No.
The game against you, bruv. When the game Garnacho's goal was offside.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, sorry.
Rashford ball out of play. They've done us, and it was both against you. So I'm glad you're getting your shit. I'll be honest. I'm glad Arsenal are getting what they perceive as the wrong end of the stick, because it's happening to everybody, bro. They're getting every. Look at Wolves. First 8-9 games of the season, Wolves had every decision against them. Now, you know, Wolves are playing, and there's not really much happening VAR-wise that's bothering Wolves. You know what I mean? So they say it swings and roundabouts. I'm not sure it equals itself up totally, but you are going to get the ones that go for you and the ones that go against you.
Yeah.
I think it was out. I will say I thought the ball was out, and I think it's shocking that they kept it in. But the fact that it happened to Arsenal, I think that's what made me I find it funny, because when it happens to anybody else, it doesn't matter. But when it happens to you guys, it's like a big thing. With your fan base, it's a big thing. So they need to get it right. They need to get it right, because it's going to cost a relegation, or it's going to cost something. You know what I mean? Something really, really more than just the 3 points that are on hand or on thingy for the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So we're just going to talk about the. I tell you what. Let's talk about the next couple of games coming up for yourself, Mr. B. Obviously, you're playing tomorrow. I think is it Nottingham Forest? You're away tomorrow, Nottingham Forest. Well, basically, what's your expectation in this game? But do you know what? I'm going to change this as well. I tell you what. Tell me what you expect in this game. And we also, when I always watch the Man United agenda, we always see a solo 11. Now, what I want to hear a Mr. B 11. That's what I want. So, who do you be playing the game, and what do you expect to happen in this game?
You talk about your team.
No, your team, Man United against Forest.
Don't change the team. Play exactly the same team.
Please,
the same team that started. I would start again. I wouldn't change anything. If Luke Shaw's fit, that's fine. You're fit, son. But wait. So I would play them all again, Anthony. I wouldn't change anything. It's the first time where the teams actually look like they're a team. So why would we break it up? I mean, I understand Eriksen probably won't be able to last the whole game, but starting. Give them that 45 minutes for these players to bed down themselves in positions.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, he just, I totally agree with you. Just obviously stick with the same team. I mean, I was watching part of your the watch long you was doing, and you went, obviously you was 2-0 down. I saw the frustration on your face, and like and that, and I'm there and I'm looking, I'm thinking, do you know what? I feel sorry for Mr. B. All these watch-alongs he does, and the way Man United are playing this season, right? And do you know what? I thought to myself, somebody's got to send in a super chat, and I mean, you had my last quid when I put
Thanks, man.
But yeah, it was but it's like what I said. It was a good good comeback, and I did enjoy the game. But I mean, doesn't it say it all when Villa's second goal scorer, Den Donker? I mean, I'm not being funny. He didn't really get into the team, does he? He's not the first teamer, and with his goal, I thought, bloody hell, and I didn't. I think. Do you reckon you've got problems with your goalkeeper, Mr. B? Seriously?
Yes.
You do.
We've got problems with our goalkeeper. I mean, when he makes saves, we're more happy and surprised that he's made the save.
Yeah.
Just because it's not the hard ones that he's letting in. He's letting in the ones that you just expect him to fall down on the floor and pick up. Yeah, we've made a mistake with our goalie, but it's something that can't be rectified this season or probably next season just because of how much we've spent on him. I'm hoping he doesn't cost us too much more games, but I expect him to cost us a lot more.
Yeah. No, I mean, as an Arsenal fan, I understand that point of view because we got problems in our goalkeeper. You got Ramsdale that can't have a sniffing goal, and also with Raya as well. I mean, he's not the greatest, but everybody knows. I mean, we've seen it I've heard people on streams like Arsenal streams and talking about it and this and that. And I mean, you're a football manager yourself, Mr. B, and I don't know if I'm right by saying this, but everybody says, and even I say, that Ramsdale is a better shot stopper, right, than Raya. Yeah. So I'm not being funny. If you've got a goalkeeper that's a better shot stopper, surely he's going to be you're going to put him in goal.
That's not the logic that they have now, Anthony. Apparently, it doesn't matter how good your hands are or were, as long as you can do a step over in your box and pass the ball out short, they will take that over being able to dive 20 yards into the top corner, catch it with both hands, and bring it down safely. So no, I think goalkeeping's changed. I think it's all about feet, Anthony. I don't know where it's come from, but yeah, I think it's all about playing out, which is the biggest load of I mean, have you ever heard anything so no, I don't think you needed to change your goalie. I'll be honest. Yeah. I don't think you needed to change your goalie.
Yeah, I think this is stuff that we need to talk about. I mean, maybe, I don't know, whenever we're back on the Friday night takeaway and, something like, a couple of topics we can bring up and talk about here, like, sort of thing. But I mean, that is ridiculous about that, what you've explained with the goalkeeping situation. I get it why they're doing that, why they want to go down that route. But with me, it's sort of like, I don't know. I'm most probably too old-fashioned. I most probably got old-fashioned views on football. Saying, well, hang on a second, that's your point of having bloody gloves on your bloody hands, isn't it? So you really saved the goal. The next thing that people is going to tell me is that it's not a striker's job to. I've actually heard that on the stream. Actually, it's not a striker's job to score. And I thought to myself, mate, what the hell are you on about? And it was actually on my show. It's actually on my show, and the guy actually said it. Right, I'm not going to say his name, but we both know him. And I said, well, the next thing you're going to tell me is that defenders is not going to be their job to defend. Do you know what I mean? So I think the views on the game is just literally gone a pot now. He's just I just don't get it. It's just absolutely rubbish. But yeah, I mean, going back to us now. I mean, we got Fulham our next game, and if you notice, going back a few weeks ago, Fulham they had two back-to-back wins, didn't they? They won 5-0. Do you remember? Yeah, and obviously they've lost their last game, but I feel that's going to be hard for Arsenal. And I said we're going to be picking up a point there. At Fulham, I think the game's going to be a draw. And then after that, we got Wolves. But you look at the way our Wolves have been playing. They won 4-1. They beat Chelsea 2-1.
Good thing Wang's going to be gone though, isn't he?
Yeah. Do you know what, Mr. B? I looked at him. I looked at his stats. He's got 12 goals so far.
Yeah, 11 in the Premier. Stupid. It's ridiculous.
And I'm like, flipping out. How much is he going to go for? I mean, that's the sort of player that you would take at your squad now if you had the money. Yeah. I know I would. I mean, to be honest with you, one of our best players, Martinelli, he's not performing. He's been absolutely dire this season. And
your front four has only scored 10 goals this season.
Exactly.
Right, I think ours has only scored 3, to be fair, but yeah, I expected you lot to be a lot better. What do you think and that's what I was talking about with you lot getting a striker. Do you think it's a striker thing? Do you think it's a tired thing? What do you think that the issue is there? Because it's not like you lot aren't creating the chances.
Yeah, I just feel like well, if I start with Martinelli first, I think he had his season last season. He had a brilliant season last season, and I think a part of that is burnt him out, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I do think that. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's still got his pace, his skill, and he's a good passer of the ball, and he does take a shot every now and then, obviously on goal. But regarding his goal scoring tally is not that good. So I do feel like last season bit has affected his game for this season. I personally think it'd be best if he was a bench player and we moved Jesus into his position, because let's be honest, that was a position he played in when he was at Man City, was wide left, Jesus. And for us to get a striker in January and a backup for Saka, because if Saka gets injured, we got new backup, we got new decent backup for him. So this is the reason why I'm saying we need. I think people say, they like to do the defense, I said, well, there's no points. We got Timber coming back. When he's back, I don't know, but what I've been hearing, it looks a possibility he could be back earlier than what we expected. Okay. But that'd be like having a brand new player, in the team, and within our midfield, we got so many midfielders there. So I feel that they can I know they're a number, but they can do the job. But I just feel attacking wise, we need a backup from Saka and a striker. We need a 20 goal plus striker at Arsenal if we want to do anything.
Ivan Toney.
People saying Ivan Toney, but do you know what, Mr. B? I don't want him.
Don't you?
I don't want him, no, because I feel the amount of time that he's been out of the game, obviously what he's done, the betting scout, but I feel that he hasn't really kicked a ball. He started training just going back a couple of months ago, and he started
So you wouldn't? So are you saying you wouldn't take Toney at all, or you want to see him from now until the season ends before going?
Yeah,
might be too late. Somebody might jump in ahead of you.
I think he'll stay at Brentford for this season. Okay. Personally, I do. I think he'll stay at Brentford and he'll be gone next season. But I've always said when he leaves next season, I think he'll go to Tottenham. And the only reason being, I reckon they used the money what they got from Harry Kane to.
Haven't they spent that already? Has that not been spent already?
I don't really think that's been spent already, because they were signed. I think they signed 4 players Tottenham this season, haven't they? And they already signed 3 before Harry Kane left. And the last one was quite cheap, actually. I think it was about 25 million. So in all fairness, they haven't really spent that million from the money from they got from Harry Kane. So that's what I think they're going to do to lure him in, and I think he will go there. The other one, is it Oshima, plays it for Napoli.
He just signed a new contract, though, isn't he? He signed so he signed an extension with a buyout.
Yeah.
So, but I think the buyout's like 120, 130 mil.
Yeah.
So unless, I can't see you lot doing that. But yeah, he would be a top player. He'll be a top player wherever he goes. He's probably going to go to Chelsea. I don't understand how Chelsea can do what they're doing. Maybe somebody can explain to me how they're still going to be able to spend money, and it's going to be acceptable for them to spend money in January.
Yeah.
Their squad, they must have a squad of 40 first team players.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely, he's good. But then again, it's like what I said, the only team that spent that money it'd be Chelsea. I mean, you look at Man City. Man City doesn't really they didn't really spend like 100. Well, they have spent 100 million on Jack Grealish, but they haven't really gone out and spent any big bucks on any players. That is it Doku, that winger?
Doku, yeah.
Bloody hell, what a player. I think he cost about 40 million? 40, 45?
45.
Yeah.
I think he's done really, really well, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that. I mean, they're not even spending big money on players. They're just bringing them in and they're just sitting them off like that. But then again, you look at it, they've got the quality around them to improve their game. And with the likes of our team, we obviously Man United, we haven't got that. I mean, it's just dire at the minute. But then again, let's have a look at the comments. Matt's in there. He said, I'll have to join in here then. Yeah. Matt, you wrote that question about 10 minutes ago. You haven't written nothing else yet. He's with Marlie. He's having an ice cream with Marlie, isn't he? Yeah, that's what he's doing. And True Gunner, big up, man. Thanks for tuning in and watching. He says, big up. What the fuck was that last night? Yes, I know.
No, you tell us, True Gunner. We've had our speak. We've had our little chat. What do you think that was last night? What the F was that last night? You tell us. I'm a United fan, so it didn't break my heart to watch it, to be honest. So if you're still in there, let us know what your thoughts on and what you think what remedies you've got in your head to see if you can change it. Sorry about that, Anthony.
No, that's right. That's fine. No, I don't mind that. Just if they want to do that, do that. Also, True Gunner as well. Tell me what you, because obviously Mr. B said he's a Man United fan. Just in brief, just let us know what you think of Man United this season, and and what players aren't standing out. But I laugh. He said the whole bloody squad, 35 players.
But he wouldn't be lying though, would he? And that would be the thing.
He wouldn't know
the
that.
Thing is, the thing is, you can't even. I don't even think you can defend Man United or what they've done or how they've played this season. To be fair, Anthony, I think it's just you just have to accept that we've been so poor. But the position that we're in, just because we don't draw games, we either win or lose, so it's kept us quite high. We've been lucky. We have been so lucky. We start drawing games, and then obviously we'll probably start dropping down the table. But yeah, it's weird to think how bad the season is. Newcastle are below us. And Newcastle, were great, fantastic, So,
I mean, that's another thing we could touch on there, Mr. B. You mentioned Newcastle. I actually read that Eddie Howe, if performances doesn't start improving, he's going to be sacked. And I've read this on the there was a website which was joint linked to the Newcastle website. And also, people's obviously been streaming on shows as well. Obviously fans, and they've been saying that that he might be, if results don't turn around quickly, he could be gone. But this is not the fans that wants him out. This is the owners. So this is what I'm saying. But I mean, why would you do that? I mean, look.
When you get a taste of something, they were ahead of schedule qualifying for the Champions League, but they've had a taste of it now, and they might not get it back this season. So then they have to hope that next season, maybe it's a thing where, Jesus, we've tasted that. We want it again. We want it back quickly. Maybe they will panic a bit, but I don't care.
No, I know you don't care. No, is there anything? It's only United for you, isn't it, Mr. B?
Yeah, it is. I want everybody else's club to be in the Sherbet. I do. Everybody else to be in a mess, just like we are. You know what I mean? But it doesn't happen. It's always us. That's the biggest bloody story, isn't it?
Yeah, we've had our mess. I mean, obviously, our mess was a bit last night as well with that last night's game. I mean, we've lost 3 games this season. You know, obviously, we lost 1-0 to Newcastle. We lost 1-0 to Villa. I thought Villa, they played absolutely brilliant in that game for Aston Villa. Or, if anything, we were poor, all around the pitch against Villa. So that's our second game. And the third game, we lost last night 2-0 to West Ham. But, I mean, you look at it, and I think to myself, I mean, what is it now? Is it 19 games played now? So,
yeah, exactly halfway through the season, aren't we?
Halfway through the season. But you think of it, that's 3 games halfway through the season. So when you obviously, roughly, when you do the maths, at the end of the season, it's going to be 6 games you're going to lose, plus you might lose a couple of more.
We can't afford to lose any more than we've lost. I'll be honest.
No.
We've lost. I think what have we lost? I think we've lost 8 in the league. We can't afford to win only 11 the second half of the season. We need to be looking at, you need to be looking at 12, 14, 15 wins out of those. I know the games are hard. It really needs to be, for us to maintain, we need to be winning 14 of those games, 15 of those games, And if we want to push, then we don't lose any. So yeah, we're out of all, we're not out of the top 4, but the title is got nothing to do with us this year. I think we can probably spoil it in regards to be that team, that spoiling team, but we're not going to be anywhere near that. Yeah,
no, it's true. It's like I mean, I feel sorry for the young guy that's coming to your team you bought this season, Højlund. I mean, I know he's young, he's got to adapt to the English Premier League, and I understand that. But I mean, I feel like
service.
I feel that he's got he hasn't got that partnership, that link to someone, I mean, the way I look at it is when you had when Christian Eriksen was playing for Tottenham, that was how Harry Kane used to get his goals, was the service from Eriksen when he was there. I mean, obviously Eriksen's got older, and obviously with what happened to him in the Euros and that, but I thought to myself, I feel like, can there be a possibility of Eriksen in behind Højlund and most probably try and give him a bit more service?
But then where does Bruno play?
But then fans are arguing about Bruno, aren't they?
They're always going to argue. Bruno's he's had 100 assists this season. He's created 100 chances this season.
Yeah.
The next one after that is Salah on 71. So it's not like it's close.
No.
It's just that the balls that he plays, he wastes the ball a lot because of maybe what he's looking to do in the game. But I don't think he has any interest in moving Bruno from the position he's in. It's just getting other players to play around that. And Bruno doesn't get injured, Anthony.
No. I know everybody's on his case in that, but I feel that, he's like what you said. He doesn't really get injured. He obviously he plays the game, and it's like what you said, 100 assists, so far this season. So, I mean, obviously he's doing something right in one way, but it's just a lack of consistency. I mean, how many goals has he got this season? None.
I don't think we've got enough. I don't think he's got any.
No, I think he scored it. It's just Champions League goals, isn't it?
Did he score in the Champions League?
Did he score against Galatasaray?
Yeah, you know more than me, mate. I'll be honest. My memory, my memory's not the best.
No,
so.
Is it Friday? No, that's tomorrow.
It's Friday today, bro. It's a big Friday.
Is
the
it?
Best day. It is Friday today, right? Yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
See? Exactly. You're in a worse state than me, Anthony.
I'm in a worse state. That's that alcohol I had last night.
Yeah, see, you're in a worse state than me, mate.
Blimey. I think that's what spirits does to you, isn't it? It's like, oh, bloody hell.
That's why I don't. To be fair, I don't do beer.
No,
I only do spirits. So
yeah. That's fair enough. We've got Bargav in. Bargav's in the show. Let's have a look and see what he's got to say. He says, big up Bargav, and thanks for tuning in. He then goes on to say, missed the game, sort of catching up. Bargav, don't watch it. Seriously,
Watch it. You look were so unlucky.
Don't watch
You
it.
look were so. I think you should go back and watch it. Go and waste an hour and a half of your life, mate.
It's Newcastle all over again. Was the ball in? Was the ball out? I'm going to leave it to you. If you've actually seen that bit, I mean, actually, you most probably would have, because that I think that happened like obviously in the first half, wasn't it? Like in the first quarter of an hour, 20 minutes. So he would have already seen that. Let me know your views if that ball was definitely out. I'm saying it's out. To me, it was out. I don't care less if you had a camera around there, an overhead camera coming down on a zip wire or whatever. I don't care. That ball was out. He said, Matt chilling out in Rio. Yes, he's chilling out in Rio. He's tried to come on 10 times. I think there's no Wi-Fi in Brazil.
Yeah.
There's no Wi-Fi. I think where he's at, I think he got difficulty in coming in. But good news is he's just messaged me. He's having a nice cream with Marlie. So bless him. And he said, what was that? He says, need to see them volley skills. Oh god, I wouldn't even bother. I think we're going to be in a spiral at the minute. We're going to be in a spiral now until around about most probably the end of January, where we're going to be winning. Yes, I reckon the games that we should be winning, we're just going to pick up a draw. We might lose. I think Liverpool's going to beat us. They're knock us out the FA Cup, definitely. So,
yeah, but getting knocked out of trophies is not always the worst thing. You know what I mean? If you can galvanize and get yourself going, I'm not going to, you don't want to lose.
Yeah.
But if it makes you have that one game, look, you got Champions League coming up. You know what I mean? So I want you lot both to be in it for as long as possible, to be fair. More games that you lot have to play, the better.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So it don't work out great in the league then, does it? Yeah, I knew you, Mr. B. I know you you got to watch him, people. Don't let the glasses fool you. He is intelligent. Don't let the glasses fool you. Bargav sees how pissed should I be? Well, anything like me, Bargav, you should be very pissed. I need a Champions League. Well, I think we all need a Champions League. Man United wanted the Champions League, but look how that played out. Copenhagen. Oh, bloody God. I don't know. Did you want to touch on the highlights of your couple of games, Mr. B?
A couple of games of what?
I mean, maybe did you?
No, Anthony. No, I'm not gonna fall for your subtle tones of softly. Oh, would you? No, I have no interest in going back to that. The pain was bad enough for the first 24 hours. I don't really do. That's probably why I forget so much. United make me forget.
Yeah, no. So there's no game at all. I mean, how about the watch along? Me, you, and Billy did against Chelsea. I mean,
I enjoyed that, and I think it was more because we broke Billy. I don't think he's been seen on the internet since.
No, he hasn't been seen.
I've messaged him a couple of times, but he doesn't want to show his face, and that's what it's supposed to be about. You know what I mean? Like Don P. We didn't see him in his losing. Don't forget, we saw him at the beginning of the seasons preaching Ange ball. As soon as Tottenham started losing, can't come this week, excuse. Can't come this week, excuse. Can't come this week, excuse. So,
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? I mean, I always say with football, if you can't take banter, then don't follow football. Yeah. I've always said that. If you can't, honestly. And listen, there'll be a time when I'll have the piss ripped out of me, even if it's on the Friday night takeaway, and we get hammered like 5-0, and it was someone stupid like I don't know. See, let's say if it was Everton that hammered us. I mean, they've been playing in recent form. They haven't been that bad so far since they've had the points deducted from them. But I just feel that it's going to happen. And to be honest with you, I'm going to look forward to the stick and see what stick I get.
Are you?
Yeah. No, I would.
If you don't. You don't want it.
I won't. No. I don't want nobody to hold back. I just want them to rip the piss out of me as much as they can. It brings a bit of a je ne sais quoi to the stream. Do you know what I mean? So you know, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. I would do the same as well, Mr. B.
I hear that. I hear you.
Yeah. So Borgav then goes on to say, Rooney achieved that game. And it goes, since you both saw Prime, Man U so far is the best team in the Prem from levels. Since you both saw Prime, and Man United, how far is the best team in the Prem from levels?
Is that as in?
Is that like youth projects or something? I don't know. Since you both saw Prime,
Man United, we're a long way off. If he's asking how far we're off from Prime, we're a long way off, mate.
Yeah.
We ain't even involved in no Prime conversation has anything to do with Man United at the moment. We're a long way off. We are a long
miles off.
Yeah.
Miles off. Literally miles. I don't even think. I don't know. If Man United even had £1 billion to spend on the new team, I think they'll still be miles off Berggav.
Yeah, we're a long way off. Long way off, man. Don't, Anthony.
Youth projects. Youth projects have killed the game. I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's nice to have youth in your team, but I feel with youth these days, they've got it on a plate for them. It's easy. I mean, going back years ago, when you was a youth player, you had to clean the bloody players' boots.
Yeah, you learn a little bit of respect, man.
Yeah,
they don't have that now. Yeah, they're probably earning as much. They're getting free boots. They don't have to clean boots no more because they get them for free.
Yeah. And you look at them and you think that they're like 18, 19, 20, and they're pouring out with bloody, state-of-the-art Range Rovers and God knows what else, like 200 grand's worth of, machinery that they're driving. And
there you see.
Yeah, it's wrong. It is wrong. And then it goes, how far is best quality in the Prem from those teams? So the best, what's that? So how far is best quality in Prem from those teams? So what team are you discussing? My team, well, our team, because Borgav he's an Arsenal fan. So you doing it between Arsenal and Manchester United?
Yeah, I reckon he's Arsenal. I reckon it's your Arsenal squad against prime Arsenal.
Oh God. I think we're a little bit behind on it. I feel with Mikel Arteta, he's got I don't know, he's so stuck in his ways and stubborn. I mean, look, we got January transfer window coming, and I can only see us signing one player, and he's going to be a player that we don't really need in this sort of position.
So what position do you need? What position do you think you're going to buy him?
I reckon a backup for Saka on the right wing, on the far right wing. A Pedro Neto from Wolves. I'd love to see Pedro Neto there, on the far right, because Saka at the minute, I could see him. I think he's going to be burnt out next season. I don't think how he is this season. I don't think he's going to be the same player next season, because he's literally he's holding Arsenal Football Club on his shoulders. He's our best player. You've got to admit that by far. He's Arsenal's best player, Saka, and everything's is all eyes on him at the minute. And is great, but he's wrong in one way. I mean, he's still young. What's Saka now? He's 21, 22. And, he's got so much on his shoulders, and he knows that, and it's just going to burn him out. Seriously, like Martinelli, he's just going to be burnt out. And a player like that is ain't going to be great. I mean, a player like he shouldn't be burnt out. Even Martinelli's age, at 23, 24, you shouldn't be burnt out at that age. But yeah, it's just one of those sad things. I just really hope that he gets his head screwed on and bring in a striker and a right winger. That's two. If we sign those two, I think that we can be. We could win the league, but if not, we could be that close of winning the league. Yeah.
I think if you get the striker, I think you've got a chance. I'm not going to say you don't have a chance if you don't get the striker, but I think that adds. But that's going to be money. whatever you spend now has to be. It's going to be a fair bit of money, I think. To be fair, Anthony.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, bit too right there. And Borgav goes on to say that Prime MU beats this team 4-0.
It might be 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then he goes on to say Prime Arsenal maybe 2-0. Well, I don't know. Could be. It could be Borgav. It could be. Flipping heck. So what I'm going to say was, Mr. B, do you know, I didn't know if you give your score predictions in this Forest game. Did you give a score prediction of what you think is going to be in this game?
I was on our watch along. I think we'll win. I think we'll win 2-1. Yeah, they will score. I think it's more hope every time we play. I think it's more hope, but I think we'll win. I think with the confidence that we'll have from that one there, unless they come out and score really, really early, because they went 2-0 up against us.
Yeah.
The last time they played, we came back and beat them 3-2. So if they go 2-0 up again, they won't throw it away.
No.
So no, I give them. I would say I think we're going to beat them 2-1.
Yeah. I mean, their manager they got now. I think with what they did with Koppel, it was like, it was a bit bad when Cooper. It was a bit bad what they did to him, but I think he took him as far as he could. But in all fairness, I mean, you got the ex-Wolves, ex-Tottenham manager in there now. I mean, he did good the other night. The other day, wasn't it? They beat Newcastle 3-1. And Chris Woods, I think he scored on that trick.
Yeah, and didn't celebrate any of them.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time where I put on the chat because I read it that. Did you know Man United were actually interested in Chris Wood last season? Did you know that?
The less said about last season, the better, man. Honestly, the less it doesn't surprise me, bro. It doesn't surprise me one bit.
I mean, bloody Man United fans were calling him CW7. I thought, what's that all about?
You're a dickhead, man.
Oh god.
Oh, CW7, you're an idiot, I swear.
But yeah, I mean, with Arsenal, we got Fulham, our next game. Do you know what? From last night and the way we've been playing, Martinelli not in form. You beat Fulham. I was going to say 1-1, but I don't think it'd be a heavy game. I don't think it'd be like.
Is Raul back from his suspension?
Yes, I think he is. Yeah, because he got record. Yeah, he's back. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That might give Fulham an option, but I don't see you lot losing the game, Anthony.
No.
I would go. You lot are going to be fired up. I would go 3-0. I think it's going to be a 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you lot. I think there's a lot of people going overboard on your last performance, and I think they're going to want to put it right. So yeah, I would say 3-0 to be fair.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's it. But before we go, Mr. B, I just look on here. I mean, it's just news on here sort of thing. It's saying here that your that Sir Jim Ratcliffe, because he owns 25% now of your Manchester United, and he's bought a share of 25%. They're actually saying that has already been told first Man United transfer he should make. So obviously, what he's saying is that Manchester United will be having money to spend in the January window, from what I'm reading, but it's only going to be on one certain player. But who that player is, they're not letting on who that player is at the minute. They've got a player in mind, and they're saying that he's given. Well, basically, he's given Manchester United 65 million to spend in the transfer window, but he just wants one. But that means he's only going to bring in one player. So this is what I've been reading. This is what I'm reading now on the main. There is a link for the Manchester United website. Yeah. The founder will put pen to paper and also commit that Manchester United will have a reasonable target of 65 million to spend in this January transfer window, which obviously brings the spending up to what you spent this season. And also, he goes on to say it will be particular for one player, but it needs to be the right player. So, the right player, in what position would that be? Would you say?
I have no idea.
No.
I'm going to assume we need a centre back, but we also need another striker up top. So I don't know what the ideal position is going to be. I would love us to get Todibo from Nice.
Yeah.
I think because I know Tottenham are in for a defender now.
Yeah.
And they're going to have money to spend, and he's going to want to impress and get that January deal done early. So it's going to be either a centre back or a veteran forward. To be fair, could be two players. Because we're looking at Garassi from Stuttgart, the forward. He's 17 mil. I mean, I actually think that's euros and not pounds. And then the 40 would be on the defender. So yeah, it could be 65. We spend 55 of it.
Yeah,
could be.
I have read on here now. It could be that player from Bayern Munich, Joshua Kimmich.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know how the hell that's going to work. But okay. Yeah,
that's what they're saying. So whether it's going to be him, but I mean that's the only name that's floating around at the minute. So, but he's trying to persuade Ten Hag to actually look and see what his feelings is on it. I think with this guy being taken over, he said he's going to actually work alongside Ten Hag because obviously the Glaziers are not doing it, aren't they?
No, they're doing.
Yeah. So he's going to work alongside him and try and get reactions and help out with players and that sort of thing. So obviously, it sounds like he's doing. I think he's a Manchester born and bred, and he's a fan as well.
Yeah.
Jim Ratcliffe. Yeah.
Look, they're in it to make money, mate. He ain't in it to go broke. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. Man in Manchester still want to make money, so we'll see what happens in it.
Yeah. Yeah, and your player, your top goal scorer, Scott McTominay. Oh, there's talks of him signing a new contract.
Piss off, Anthony.
There is honestly. There's talks of him signing a 2-year.
Anthony, I don't even want to. Don't piss me off before I come off this stream, mate. Just don't. Just don't.
Right, so basically that's it really. We've come to the end of the show. I mean, we did an hour, just over the hour mark. I think that's great. Mr. B, where do you want to tell everybody where they can find you? And have you got any shows coming up?
You can find me on the agenda, Man United agenda. We say strictly Man United, but we're not really. We've got a show on a Friday that we won't be doing today anyway. We'll get that back on for the new year. Yeah. So yeah, we do reactions, Man United strictly, obviously. We do reactions, watch-alongs, and news as well. So if you are a Man United fan, even if you're not, you can come on and give us a little bit of stick. We take that all day, to be fair. Our backs are broad and we're used to it. So yeah, that's every day apart from Sundays, unless we've got a game on. So yeah, thanks, Andy, man.
No, that's right. It's nice to see you on the show, do a show with you. And get your true feelings on, obviously the
also
your club. But one other question, Mr. B. I've heard from the grapevine as well. This is other reports I read at Man United as well. Apparently they're going to be starting doing work next season on Old Trafford. I read.
To be honest, I have no idea what they're doing, but people lie in it. So until we see a picture of the tractor or a man on the roof doing something, then I'll take it with a pinch of salt. There's so much money that needs to go in other places. Yeah. I'm not sure, to be fair, Anthony. No. I'm not sure.
No. I mean, whoever gets the job, fair play to him, because apparently the rumor is that it's at least 15 years of work it needs to be done there. That's and those rats. What are we going to do about those rats?
Oh, God, Anthony, you're an idiot. I swear to God, you are an idiot.
Oh, God. No, but thank you, Mr. B. Thanks for coming.
No problem, man.
And, the show, Gunners from All Corners, that'll be coming back with myself and Marlie. That'll be on a Thursday at 9 o'clock. I have to give a date. I think that'll be either in the the first week of in January, and then the show that I do on Sunday, which is the Premier League weekend show, that won't be back until the week after the third round of the FA Cup, and then we can get back into the talking about proper Premier Leagues then. But like what I said, I saw same as Mr. B. I've been off of work. We've had a nice Christmas. Looking forward to New Year, and I tell you something now. Let's hope Man United is in more shit than what we are. So, so from me, Mr. B, we're out of here, folks.
Cheers. See you later, Robert.